Episode 2, bitches. Today we've got a piping hot fire lizard on the menu by the name of Charmander. This reptilian rapscallion can regularly be caught blowing dudes at temperatures ranging from 500 to 1000 degrees Celsius, depending on its mood and weather conditions. Native to volcanic regions on the corner of your mother and go fuck yourself, Charmander finds the majority of human foods to be boring and ghost peppers to be, quote, for pussies. The rest of Charmander's interview responses were deemed too inappropriate for this video, so we're going to continue with our regularly scheduled programming, including a description of me drawing a shitty Charmander. In an attempt to learn from the mistakes of my past, I will be working on the amount of times I say in this video. If you hear again after this, please mute the rest of the video as a punishment to me. But please don't stop watching. I'm desperate for your attention. Anyway, I found Charmander to be an enjoyable drawing experience, quite a bit more form to his shape and shape to his form. He's kind of more bipedal than Bulbasaur and has arms and a tail, and it just took a little bit more finesse to get all of those parts in working order. One thing I've found in this whole experience is that I like kind of doing a base layer of color. It kind of brings it all together so I can kind of see what I'm working with for the next steps. Usually that first base layer of color. Fuck, I said god damn it. Okay, that thing I said about muting the video, don't do that. Just power through. Carry on. As you were. Anyway, this base layer will be gone at some point in the video. The eyes this time around had glare, which was fun to work on. It looks absurd as you're drawing it, but it starts to look real cool once you get shading and various other elements in there. Look at that goofy ass grin. What a cute motherfucker. As I mentioned in the previous video, I chose Pokemon as sort of a starting point for their simplicity in color and design, but I will eventually be getting away from Pokemon, so if this is boring to you, just wait. You'll be bored in some other way soon, I promise. But that's just kind of life, You get bored, you do something else, you get bored of that, until you do something else again, and so on and so forth until the end of time. Oh, we're starting in on my favorite part. The fire was a blast. I need to draw more fire or something, or just start more fires. I don't know. Whatever works, whatever's more legal. I would say if you've never drawn fire before, try and draw a Charmander tail. I don't know. Yeah, just do that. Draw a Charmander tail. You don't have to draw the whole Charmander. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. As you'll see that there's a lot of little tricks that I pick up as I go here. There will be some white highlights thrown in there. It's everything from red to orange to yellow, and I would say not having an outline for the first time was interesting to me. It was a learning experience. It took a good chunk of time to draw this little fire tail, bringing life to this Charmander, so to speak, if you know your Pokemon lore. So obviously I've been working with light throughout this entire drawing and painting project. You can't have color without light, right? Am I right? No, but for real, lighting, you can't have shading without lighting. So lighting has been something that I've been working with without really knowing it. And in the Charmander with the tail, you get to see the lighting come through pretty clearly, plainly, and that was another fun first step. Now, you'll see I took a long time getting this coloring right here. He's not just orange, he's like a pastel orange, but still bright pastel orange. So it kind of, and I mean even a bit of red orange or like burnt sienna for all you Crayola fans out there. The eyes were great, teal, like a really fun teal color, probably one of my favorite colors. Remember that, there will be a quiz later. My actual favorite color is gray. Don't let me fool you. Gray is a great color, though I'm sure a lot of you will say, gray's not really a color. Gray is a shade. To those people I say, eat a dick. Gray is a color. You asshole. I'm going to take a second to talk about Charmander's adorable little fingers because, and spoiler alert, Squirtle also has adorable little fingers. And they're fun to draw. I'll just throw that out there. The shading in his palms is a nice touch. Nintendo or Game Freak or whoever I should appropriately address for this little quip. And that little yellow belly. Oh, does that mean Charmander's a coward? A yellow-bellied coward? I don't know, really. I don't think I need to worry about offending him, being that he's a fictional character who likely doesn't speak English unless he was trained to speak English, or at least like kind of understand. I mean, he knows Pokemon moves like Scratch and Tackle and shit, so maybe, does he learn Tackle? I don't know. He knows Scratch, I know that. And Ember. So you see the pointy face. One thing that I didn't have a lot of pride in, I didn't take a lot of pride in his pointy ass face. To the side, kind of like a pointy cheek. And there's one thing that I definitely screwed up this time. It wasn't the nostrils, like on Bulbasaur, but, and it wasn't the butt, it was his face. You'll see in any, depiction of Charmander, he's got kind of a pointed face, like a lizard. And even in my sketch, he had a pointed face, but I see I made his mouth way too straight and horizontal, and so he looks like his face is very flat. That was the biggest issue I had, but don't worry. Later on, after the video, I went in and adjusted that using the Liquify tool, which is a tool that I just recently learned to use. I've been watching some people's tutorials. I would mention them or at them or something like that if I remembered which tutorial videos I had watched. At this point, just consider my video the tutorial, Don't even worry about those other YouTubers. So we're putting on some finishing touches here, and I'll just take this moment to say I'm going to continue this series, whether you like it or not. And you'll see many more fictional characters to come. You may even hear more of my opinions on said characters and my monotonous, drolling, boring-ass voice discussing things you never thought you wanted to hear about. But yet you listen anyway, and decide later that it was a waste of time, just as you had imagined originally. So there he is, your flat-faced Charmander. Thanks for watching, like, and subscribe.